Fins TV, the show's about to start. Miami Dolphins, we're the kings, we play it smart. Sammy and Steve, they bring the heat. Big finish energy, can't stay in your seat. At least we have each other, we're family. No other Fins TV forever under the Miami cover. Miami perfect, we're living the dream. Fins TV brings the kings of Tuesdays of Supreme. Turn it up loud, feel the bass in your soul. Miami Dolphins, yeah. We're reaching the goal. Tropical lights, they shine so bright. Kings of Tuesday night, so out of sight. Sammy and Steve, they're leading the crew. Fins TV bringing the heat, it's what we do.
Dolphins dive, the ocean's alive. No matter what, we thrive. We thrive.
Fins TV, kings of Tuesday nights. Miami Dolphins, we take the flight. No matter what, at least we have each other. This is the vibe, there's no need for another. Palm trees sway to the baseline beat. From a 305, the energy sweet. Sammy and Steve, they're calling the plays. Fins TV, the rhythm always stays.
Dolphins dive, the ocean's alive. No matter what, we thrive. We thrive.
Fins TV, kings of Tuesday nights. Miami Dolphins, we take the flight. No matter what, at least we have each other. This is the vibe, there's no need for another.
Miami's got the Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. We're in the air, we're on the ground, we're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl. 'Cause we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number one. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number one.
Miami Dolphins, ride the wave. Ride the wave. Ride the wave. Miami perfect, we're living the dream. Fins TV, kings of Tuesday, Tuesdays of Supreme. Turn it up loud, feel the bass in your soul. Miami Dolphins, yeah. We're reaching the goal.
Welcome to Fins TV. I am Fins Sammy, aka at Fins Sammy on X. I hold my co-host Hallett. Steve, welcome to the season finale of Fins TV.
The season finale, we made it through another very long...
Survive, Steve. Yes.
We're survivors. We survived an entire season here on Fins TV. Our third season, no less. Fantastic,
Absolutely.
Sammy. I mean, seriously, I didn't think we'd make it this far. You got a hell of a show tonight, man. You got a lot to talk
Absolutely.
about.
Fingers crossed, but on this episode of Fins TV, well, Steve, it was a roller coaster season, but the end was expected as the Dolphins go to Foxborough and poop their bed as they fall to the Patriots. So, also in this episode, well, we're gonna talk a little bit about about the year was. It's been a year marked with final Chris Green out, to a fight Lily bench, and probably out of here. So we're gonna talk about that, and also we're gonna do as we every single year we do for the third season in a row. We're gonna look back at the season of Fins TV. But we gotta start, Steve. We gotta start with the disappointment it was that game against the Patriots. But even if it was expected, to be a disappointment, as I was saying, even if it was a disappointment, Steve, the Dolphins, same old story. They go to start kind of strong. They kind of look very good. They go on fourth down. They don't make it. But the defense is hanging in there. They're basically putting up a fight. But at the end of the day, I think that the defense quit. They said, they did with the Ravens, and basically with the Steelers, they say, we're out of here. We're tired. The offense is not producing. This is not worth it. And they basically back on it. Chubb didn't get the incentives, and the Dolphins again lose to the Patriots. They get swept for the first time since, I don't know, 2019 or something.
Even longer. I think it was like 2016 or 2017. It was a long time.
It's been a while
since
since
the Patriots had
swept.
swept us. You said it was a roller coaster ride. It was a roller coaster ride with like a detached section, and we just crashed because it was a lot of negatives, and then some positives. And the Patriots game was seriously it was reminiscent of the Bengals game. Bengals game, what did we give up? Like 31 straight points. Here we gave up 24. We got within 4 points. It was 10-14. And then, like you said, the defense, it just seems like they I don't want to say they give up, but they can only do so much. The other team's job is to make adjustments to whatever it is that we're doing for that game. I know that, halftime adjustments at any point is an entirely foreign term to Mike McDaniel, but other teams do it to us, and it shows. So it was really disappointing to have the season end that way. It was really just surreal. It didn't really even feel like it was game day. It was 425. It just seemed off, but it's a fitting end to how I started the season with zero expectations. I'm not let down. This is exactly what I thought we'd get.
Yeah, in a way, yes, but still they put off a fight. They look very well against the Bengals. Not great because for me means this is not a great team. And they go over there. They basically, like I said on other shows, I said that basically they waved the white flag before the game. When they did the right thing and they sat A-Chain and Waddle, and basically half of the offense was not activated with Austin Jackson injured. Basically half of the offense was down. So the expectation was for the Dolphins not to have an awesome game. That's not for any means, but the lack of effort and the lack of discipline really ugly head, Steve.
Oh, this is what I expected. I figured we were going to go up to a Patriots team that talk about a year-over-year turnaround for that organization, but they made it. It was a statement, and that's a Vrabel type team that we played against there. That's what I would expect from them. They whooped our asses up and down that field. And yeah, it's good that they made the decision to sit Waddle and definitely Achane. I'm really, really happy that Jordan Brooks was able to get the league leading tackles. My man, seriously, I know it's not the awards episode, Sammy, but he is my team's most outstanding player. What an absolute beast. What a leader. Freaking machine. And thank goodness we've got him locked down for another year, because whatever coach is going to be coming in here to the organization, hopefully we get a new coach. Jordan Brooks should be a very bright beacon of light for this organization to be that leader in this transition period.
Absolutely. He's what the bright side of the year. Bradley Chubb, Zach Sealer, and Jordan Brooks. That's basically the Dolphins defense for sure. But let's welcome our Fins TV crew of Shari Hallett, Jason Sarney, and making a return. From back on Fins TV.
Finally.
Man,
So happy.
where were you? I'm probably traveling around the globe. There's our secret super agent. I don't know. You're gonna not give us the secret, but how you doing, my brother?
Doing well. It's good to see you guys.
It's great.
That's
I've
awesome.
missed everybody.
We've
I've
missed
been
you
locked
too.
in on the Dolphins season. Just have been away from you guys with, arguably some more important stuff, but it's good to see
For sure,
everybody.
for sure.
We appreciate you. So I want to start with you. Did you had a chance to watch the game on Sunday? Were you traveling?
Yeah, I saw it. I chalk it up to essentially a preseason game. Waddle's out, Achan's out. What did you expect? I thought Ewers showed promise in all three games. He
I
made
agree.
mistakes that um, any quarterback would make at his age. I would make the argument that Tua probably in those three games would have thrown 15 interceptions, and Ewers only threw three. So,
Yep.
I there obviously you guys know I'm the optimist on the panel. I felt like Ewers showed something. I'm not saying he's the guy, but I'm saying he certainly has earned the opportunity for next year if McDaniel's still there. But Sunday was really just a preseason exhibition game. Let's see what we got with the backups. Ollie Gordon, I was a little bit disappointed that he didn't do better than I've expected him to do all year, especially for someone who came in with such a resume out of college football. Um, I feel like Ewer's interception in the end zone there was one of those classic missed opportunities. They score there, and maybe it's a little bit of a different game. Maybe the defense doesn't check out. I'm convinced they checked out on Sunday. But if he connects on that, maybe it's a different game. Um, but overall, I think I'm relieved that the season's over. I genuinely like the off season, the um, kind of a Christmas gift. What's going to happen? Free agency comes here in March, and then the draft, and hope springs eternal for this Dolphins fan.
So I want to
Absolutely.
play one real quick thing here with you, and I want to do this with everybody that we've got on. Maybe we'll get Adrian, maybe we won't. But what was one letdown that you had this season for the Dolphins, and one bright spot that you didn't expect that we'd get?
Is that to me? Is that to everybody?
Yeah, to you, Matt. To you first. Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm always the eternal optimist. And prior to this year, I think everybody knows I was on record as being a fan of number one. I don't know what happened to that guy. I don't know if he's checked out. I don't know if there's something underlying, whether it's mental. He's cognizant of his injury history. He's aware that, he can't take the risks that maybe he wants to. Maybe something's happened in the background at in Dolphins headquarters where he's checked out. Like he threw 15 interceptions this year and not in a full season. And the number one thing that everybody has touted about him was his pinpoint precise accuracy. Um, he he fell off the cliff. So I think that with my history of being optimistic and knowing that, a couple years ago he was the NFL yards leader, and I think it was last year or the year before, y'all can correct me, he was the QB rating leader. What happened to that guy? So I think that's probably number one for me, because once that happens, everything else is out the window.
Yeah. Nope, 100%. I appreciate that. And Jason, it was a pretty rough experience for all of us. We got on the high of all being together down in Miami to watch us beat the Bucks, and then something like this. It's a rough way to close it, but I think it's kind of appropriate that this is how we closed a campaign like this of what I think is, even for those with low expectations, let a lot of us down. Jason?
You make a good point. And yes, it was fantastic seeing you guys, seeing Sammy, seeing George. Going into this year, Steve, a lot like you said, I didn't have playoff aspirations. I think I put them at 8 or 9 wins if everything went right. I believe that's what I tweeted. If everything went right, they can get 8 or 9 wins. Not everything at all went right, and they fell one short of it. So, to tell you the truth, I'm pleasantly surprised they won 7 games. frankly, when you start 1-6. So I did not expect them to make the playoffs, but yes, to get beat how they got beat, with the same old story, not making second half adjustments. You saw that in the Patriots game. You saw that in the Bengals game. Obviously, it was a season-long problem. 0 points scored in the third quarter since prior to Halloween. That's
horrible.
that's scary. That is very, very scary. But
Very telling as well.
it's extremely telling. To me, anybody that's played a sport where there's a halftime, so that's basketball, that's football. When you go into the locker room, a coach is supposed to get in front of you and say variations of one or two things. All right, here's what we're doing right. Let's keep this going. Or, all right, here's what we're doing wrong. Let's change this. And I know basketball is not football. I play basketball. I didn't play football. I make this cross-sport comparison often. I was always told by my favorite coach that the most important part of a basketball game is the first few minutes coming out of the locker room at halftime.
Yep.
You're either going to continue your dominance or you're going to fix why you were dominated. And a whole other story could be told if you come out of the locker room right. That is a coaching massive issue because your players can only do so much, but why are you having a coach? Why is there that individual? It's to pump up, it's to teach, it's to be a guidance of what your team needs to do. And for whatever reason, I don't know what goes on in the locker room, but Mike McDaniel did not take the bull by the horns, so to speak, or get his coordinators or get his players or his assistants to just say, guys, let's fix this. It's evident. If it happens one or two times, yeah, chalk it up on the players. It happens. But what the hell is going on?
How many games? How many games post Halloween, Jason? I don't know, 6, 7. Oh my God! Don't say that. 7, 8.
It was a Freudian slip there, Steve. I know you love this 6, 7 stuff, but 1.
But in any case,
4, 5,
to
6,
your
7,
point,
8, 9, 11 games.
11 games post Halloween that we got shut out in the third quarter, and I'm seriously, I stopped watching McDaniel's pressers middle of last year.
10 games since I think. 10 games, I think. Yeah.
A long time ago, I stopped watching his pressers, but I see the different blurbs get posted up on social media where he said yesterday that, yeah, we've got to find some way to fix how we're coming out of the locker rooms. That's something that we identified. Doug, we identified that a long time ago. You should have fixed that, and you're right. That is a coaching, that is a systemic issue. That is a big problem that, it's just absolutely insane that we're sitting here having this discussion. Dude, you're a coach and you're a head coach for an NFL football team. You shouldn't be saying on Black Monday, yeah, we identified that it's an issue and it's something we've got to fix going forward. But Jason, all right, same question to you, boss. Biggest surprise, letdown, or positive from this year? What do you got, man?
Shari, please go ahead.
My turn. Sorry.
Yes, please.
I thought you were going back to Jason. My disappointment was that McDaniel got on the plane after Pittsburgh because I said that game, I talked about this before, and I said, that's it. He's done. Don't let him on the plane. Don't bring him home. He shouldn't survive the next day. And the fact that he did is my biggest disappointment because I think it was a waste of time. I will preface that by saying now I'm kind of glad he did, and we're going to get into that a little more in a few minutes because it positions us in a better place than if we had taken care of that problem before. My bright spot, I think Dulcich was a nice bright spot. I was very concerned when Jonnu left that we were going to have gaping holes at tight end. I think that was, we call him Weird Al because of that lovely hair. He looks like a young Weird Al. But I think he overperformed, and that was my bright spot because I'm not going to go with the obvious of Brooks and Achane. That's everybody's bright spot. That's clearly we're all very, very happy. So I wanted to go a little bit out on a limb and say tight end performance was, I think, a surprise for me and a bright spot because I really expected a lot worse.
Yeah. No, I think that for me, and I've said it a few times, having Achane out this week really highlighted it for me. The vision that Achane uses to his advantage to create those opportunities, create those huge gains on a consistent basis. Yes, Wright can bust him. Ollie Gordon, he's just not getting it right now. But there are some very blatant, I don't watch replays of games, but there's some very blatant live during the game opportunities where you see those running backs, Wright and Ollie Gordon, missing their cutbacks, where they could still be running right now on Tuesday, wouldn't have gotten tackled, but they missed that cutback lane and they run straight into the scrum of defenders and people downfield to try to block for them. Absolutely, Dulcich, what a bright spot. And somebody, one of the whoever it was that was covering our team for Fox on Sunday game, they were talking about how he was a practice squad player, and you see Quinn Ewers come in, and you know that somebody's going to come in as a wide receiver or a pass catcher that he got that chemistry with. And
Besides
Weiss, that clearly that was there, and they said that it was Dulcich. Dulcich picked up as soon as the big tight end Waller went down for the first time when he didn't show up. They brought him in, and they're like, holy cow, who is this guy? He really stepped up. That was a fantastic surprise for this team. I don't know his contract situation, but hopefully we've got him locked down pretty cheap for a while here. But it was good to see that. It really was. Sammy, what you got, man?
Let's go to transition. We're almost here at the point to go to the next segment, to the feature segment. So let's go to transition. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Fins TV, Sammy and Steve, the crew's alive. No matter what, we have each other. This is the place, forget the bother. Fins up, hearts beat true.
Welcome to Fins TV. It's all for you. Trumpets blaze, the beat goes on. Fins forever, strong and strong. Miami lights, the waves are free. Welcome home. This is Fins TV.
As we lose back at the past season, there's no sugarcoating the reality of the unmitigated failure. While the players on the field fought throughout the grueling schedule, they were consistently undercut by a front office that was completely out of sync. We witnessed a style level ineptitude from the top down. So if this organization doesn't establish a definitive chain of command and an actual vision, the same systematic failures will continue to haunt the future of the Miami Dolphins as long as we go forward. Steve, basically, this, if they don't fix it right now, it's another, 5, 6, 7 years of crappitude. So, being reports today about, the Dolphins monitoring the situation with John Harbaugh, that will be interesting because at least Mike McDaniel had not been told 100% that he's coming back. So that's still being evaluated. But the list of candidates was the kind of expected list of candidates, guys from the 49ers, guys from the Packers. Young Hallett just should be happy. I think that it was reported today that he's under consideration for an interview. They asked, I think the Eagles will have to wait to see if they grant the interview. That will
Have they not granted that interview yet?
I don't think. No, there was one that they asked for the permission. I'm not sure they was the granted. So I want your thoughts on the current situation, because if the Dolphins don't get it right, we're going to be in a bigger mess. What are your opinion?
I mean, look, I'm an emotional person. I do want to say, Matt Armstrong, you are the eternal optimist. Your absence this season, it not only hurt, but you forced change in me, and you made me be the optimist. It was really
weird.
Hurt.
It was really off-putting. It was really off-putting.
I don't like
Shari.
it. This is my second episode now in a row of drinking on the episode because I've just got to do something and not being an optimist. But no, Sammy, it's an emotional thing, and really the best thing they could possibly do is take a step back, not listen to every bit of news that drops the second that it drops, because every bit of information causes that up, down, up, down, up, down. But we are fanatics for a reason. We watch, we eat, breathe, drink, sleep this sport, this team. So, I mean, this is our Super Bowl, man. It's the off season. We get into this, we're like, hey, what's going to happen? It's mock draft season. It's, hey, we're firing this person. Hey, we're doing this. You know what? I don't want to get my hopes up for what could happen. There were rumors going around, but you know what? There's a lot of other whispers going around of other organizations that could be getting rid of their head coaches if they're not able to get past the first round of the playoffs. I got some teams for you here. Give me the Buffalo Bills. Give me the Green Bay Packers. Could you see Tomlin? Could you see the Steelers go? I don't see Harbaugh going to Pittsburgh. But tell me right now that Green Bay or Buffalo having head coaching vacancies aren't a little bit more appealing than the Miami Dolphins. I think that they are from an organizational standpoint. So that puts up some, damper on the hopes of what we have with this. But look, the Dolphins are what they are, and I've been thinking about this for a while now because it's just been such a painful season. The way we started, the way the ups, the downs, and everything. So I wanted to give a little bit of a tribute here to one of the best sitcoms ever, The Office, and I want to give a toast to Stephen Ross. Stephen Ross, you've driven a once proud franchise into the ground without an ounce of accountability. You've dragged us fans through more than a decade of incompetent mud. You posted an ultimatum last Black Monday swearing the status quo was not acceptable and that Greer and Mike McDaniel were on notice. You fired one and leave the other with an undeserved shred of hope that he'll return in 2026. Gross. Stephen Ross, you are the reason I drink. You are the reason I live to forget.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well said.
I'll
Well,
drink
from
to
the
that.
Office.
All right, I'm done.
Sad but true. Sad but true. Matt, well, while you're being away, I want to know your thoughts. It basically is a rinse and repeat, like I used to say every single time. We're kind of stuck in the same cycle, don't you think?
Yeah, I do. I also think that there's about 20 other teams in the NFL that are stuck in the same rinse and repeat routine. And honestly, and Steve's not going to be surprised about this, but I'm fine with McDaniel coming back for another year because I don't know that there's somebody else that's better than him that's available to the Dolphins. I understand Harbaugh became available today, and that's where I'm going with my little spiel here. So if you can't get a home run hitter, to use Jason's term about crossing sports, if you can't get a home run hitter, getting rid of McDaniel and getting the next hot name in the pipeline is just perpetuating what you've been doing for the last 4 years. But if there's a home run hitter out there, you didn't go get Jim Harbaugh. You could have gotten him. You're a Michigan man. You could have gotten that Harbaugh. Go get his brother. Hit the home run. Get the home run hitter. Do whatever it takes to get that guy. Okay. And then maybe he brings home his QB. It sounds like people are upset with number 8 up there in the Baltimore area. I'm sure he would like to come home to Boynton Beach. Do whatever it takes to get that. If you're not willing to do that, then you are going to be stuck in this perpetual 5-6 years that drags out the 20-year drought or 25-year drought, whatever it is. But if you're not going to do that, stick with this guy, see what he can do, unhitch him from Tua, unhitch him, get rid of Tua. I know that some people like to stress the cap, the salary cap. The salary cap is a myth. It's not real. And I've said this to you guys for years. The salary cap is a myth. So cut him loose. He said it yesterday. That'd be dope to go get a start somewhere else. Don't let the door hit you. My fandom for that guy ended the last game of last season. We were on the precipice of going into the playoffs. We could have made it if he had played that final game. And why didn't he play? He was injured. And the word was he didn't want to aggravate it anymore. This is a now or never sport. And we're talking about injuries with this guy. Now or never. Do it now or go. Put somebody else in there that is willing to take that chance. To wrap it up, move forward with McDaniel. Find him a GM that he can work with. I know they're talking to guys out in San Francisco that he's worked with, and that bodes well. But you also have Marino and Aikman now in the house, and I gotta believe that they're looking at Ross like, this Harbaugh guy is available. Like, how could it? What are you doing if you're an advisor and you're not saying, listen, go get that guy? He's proven it, right? It's undeniable that Harbaugh has done it. Go get him, and let's see what we have. If you're not going to do that, then just stick with McDaniel, and let's see what we got.
No, you're on mute, Shari.
Like trying to make my house a living hell. If we bring McDaniel back, my husband is not going to breathe without
Done.
breathing fire for a year.
Don't shake your head, Matt.
It's true. I'm telling you, it's true.
You're
So
right.
if you're going to talk about John Harbaugh, you have to bring the package deal, right? And Chad Alexander, and you make this all a team that's going to work together. And somebody they already have a symbiotic relationship, and they're both available. And I just really need to see that the Dolphins give a shit because, in my opinion, if you ride with McDaniel next year, you don't give a shit because we've seen what he can do. We've seen what he can do for years, and I agree, unhitch him to Tua 100%. But what else is going to change? Is it going to change his play calling? Is it going to change his procedure issues of not getting plays in and sticking with things that don't work because he believes they're going to work and they just never do? Is it going to change the fact that he can't motivate a team coming out of, like we said, coming out at halftime? He is not a motivator. He is not in there getting anything to change or pushing the positive. So I really hope that we don't bring him back. I do agree that I don't want a revolving door of new guys who don't know what they're doing. I also don't want a bunch of old dudes who've been around the block a million times. I do believe Harbaugh, for me, is the exception to that rule. And I'm not a huge fan personally, but do I think that the Dolphins would be absolutely that crap to not go at him full force? 100%.
Back up the Brinks truck.
Yep.
I think that what happens ultimately is one thing that has annoyed me forever is fans who just crap on their favorite team. And I'm not singling anybody out here. I'm talking in general. At home, I've been somewhat salty because what the hell, Dolphins? But where I'm going with this is it's it's so easy, and I am positive it happens across all fan bases, across all sports. But so many people are so quick to just say Ross sucks, McDaniel sucks, Greer sucks, Tua sucks, whatever. It's so quick to do it. And I'm sitting over here like, man, if we can pick up this third down, we've got another chance. Like, I am the eternal optimist about this. Where I'm going with this is bring in Harbaugh. And if he sucks, I'll shut up. I will stop making fun of everybody. You're right. The Dolphins are awful. They do suck because that guy's he's proven he's been in the wars. I'm shocked about the third quarter stat. I was not tracking that. I was not aware of that. It's embarrassing because we know, like, one of the strategies is you get the second half kickoff. So you try and score at the end of your last possession of the first half, and maybe you can pile on in the second half, right? So whether that's motivation or a team that is simply lackadaisical because they play in Miami, I don't know. But you get a guy who's been in the wars in November and December in the AFC North, where it's borderline criminal how hard they're hitting each other.
Yep.
And I'm including the Browns and the Bengals, right? You bring that guy in and he fails, have at it. Y'all can say whatever you want about that organization at that point, because the fact of the matter is that Dolphins haven't had a heavy hitter at the head coach position since 1995.
Correct. I mean, I'd say that we had one
Who?
for a season with Saban. We did. He was. Oh, he was, but he
was a heavy hitter, but he quit.
Correct.
A heavy
Thank you.
hitter quitter. There you go. Heavy hitter quitter.
The thing about
100%.
Saban, just I know everyone hates Saban, but if you ask any one of his players who played for him now, they loved him.
Correct.
They loved him as a football man. So it was a really it was just a terrible circumstance. And as fans, you hate Saban, but he definitely would have been a heavy hitter if he did not leave. You can't put him in that basket.
Well, hold on. I can put him next to the basket because
That's
he has no NFL head coaching experience outside of the Dolphins.
That's fine.
And if
But-
I had a
So-
cottontail, I'd be a bunny, but I don't.
So when I say a heavy hitter, I'm talking like Tomlin or Harbaugh or Andy Reid.
You know what those
there
coaches
hasn't
do,
been
Matt?
anybody.
You know what those coaches do? It's the same thing like Shula did. I'm sorry for cutting off. They have an expectation of winning.
Sure.
They inspire win. They teach players, they teach teams how to win. Jim Harbaugh went into a team in San Diego, Los Angeles, balancing right there, that was floundering and flopping under what's his name, that coach for so many years, the defensive-minded coach. Harbaugh goes in there and he immediately instills them with a sense of you belong in the NFL, you can win, and this is how you're going to do it. And lo and behold, other than them shitting themselves in Jacksonville last year in the playoffs, he has taught them how to win. Coaches that have that ability to inspire. Sean Payton, Vrabel.
That's a great name. Vrabel, yeah.
Just they inspire and show teams you can win. So, and I know, we've been going on about this. Shari, go ahead, and then I want to give Jason an opportunity here.
You and I, Steve, were talking about this the other night when we were watching the games. And if you had asked any of us at the beginning of the season, Denver's going to be a powerhouse, Jacksonville's going to be a powerhouse, New England's going to be a powerhouse, none of us would have said any of that.
Nope.
Not a chance in hell. What a turnaround. And you know what was the turnaround for two of those teams was coaching.
Denver had a decent record last year, but what did Jacksonville and New England, what did they combine for 7 wins last year? That's insane. What a turnaround. 7 or 8 wins combined last year, and look at them now.
And now we're talking about the possibility, the very strong possibility that Buffalo can't get past Jacksonville in Jacksonville this weekend.
Oh, that
Who
would be
would've
so
thought that?
sweet.
Wouldn't it be great? Oh, it would be a delayed. That would be a delayed Christmas wish for sure. There would be party here.
Happy that would make me.
There'd be a party at our house for sure.
Jason, man, what are you thinking here, man? We're on topic.
On the whole coaching search and the Harbaugh scenario. Right now, since let's say around 2005, 11 current head coaches have been to a Super Bowl. Minus now Jim Harbaugh, who is not coaching because he was fired. But he's still an active coach because he's going to get hired. So there's 10. There's Jim.
John.
Oh, wow. I'm like Freudian slip. My bad. John. My bad. Harbaugh. My bad. John Harbaugh.
I do it all
won
the
a Super Bowl. It's those Harbaughs. John Harbaugh has won a Super Bowl.
With Trent Dilfer.
Regardless of winning, he did win the Super Bowl. So people are saying 13 years ago he won the Super Bowl. He hasn't done anything since. Well, let's back the truck up a little bit. The Dolphins have not won a playoff game in 25 years. So I will take the Super Bowl winner and 1 out of 11 coaches who have been to the Super Bowl who are available. There's one. Andy Reid's not going to be available. Nick Sirianni's not going to be available. Sean McVay's not going to be available. Sean Payton's not going to be available. Mike Tomlin is probably not going to be available. So there's one coach in this cycle active in the league who can go into a locker room, the next locker room he goes into, and says, here's what happened when me and the boys went through the playoffs and prepared for a Super Bowl. Here's what we did in the championship game. Here's how we beat this person in the divisional and the wild card, however it broke that. So you have that magic word with E, experience. That's number one. So number two, rumor was he might have lost the locker room, whatever, sure. You know what? Sometimes you grow out of a situation, but you need to go into a new situation. That's why people take other jobs sometimes. You leave a company for 15 years as a controller, but you take another job as a CFO or maybe even a lateral move because it's the right time to leave and you could go to a right fit. So in this scenario, you got to go get your guy. And if Harbaugh is the guy, the Dolphins have to drop everything else and literally make him the coach. And I realize there's like another human being involved here with Mike McDaniel. But in the world of football or business, do you think a company gives a shit?
Nope.
No, this is my living.
Nope.
I mean, if a company wants to hire someone better, they don't
Zero
care.
loyalty.
Correct.
Zero
You
loyalty.
die at your desk. The next day, they're finding another person to take your job.
Absolutely.
You found somebody before you died.
Yeah. I'm going to fact check myself real fast, too. For some reason, I aged Harbaugh into Dilfer, and Billick was the coach when Dilfer won the Super
Don't
Bowl.
worry. For
They're
some
calling
reason,
him Jim.
I was
Those
mixing up Jim and
Ravens.
John. Oh, my God.
I'm
Well,
going back to
no.
2000.
Exactly.
Those
But the
Ravens.
fact of the matter is,
So
in this
Raven.
world of football, I mean, this is a world where a player can get
So Raven.
injured. They cut him. They'll give him a little injury payout. Mike McDaniel, win, lose, draw, fired, hired, retained, is walking out of that place with a lot of money, and he's going to get another job.
And he's going to get hired immediately. Matt, what's up?
Exactly.
So if I gave you two teams and didn't tell you who they were, and I said both of these teams have won 2 Super Bowls, one has been competitive since 2000 in playoffs, in the wars, and the other one hasn't won a playoff game since 2000, which one would you take?
Oh, I would take Harbaugh.
Right. And Harbaugh obviously wasn't all the way back to 2000, but
No.
my point is the organization.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
If you were new to the sport, just moved to the United States, and somebody said, this is the national sport, pick a team. And here's 2 teams that you can choose from. I don't care that Harbaugh hasn't won. When did he win a Super Bowl? How long ago was it?
2013. It was 2012, so 13 years ago.
So a lifetime, right?
Long time ago.
Literally a career for many players.
True.
I could care less. Give me the team that had eternal hope. Because right now, the hope that I have is the hope of a 8-year-old who the season's about to start. You know, we got a good running back this year. Looks like that one offensive lineman might be the real deal. You know, Ravens fans aren't doing that.
Nope.
No, I mean, and on top of that, the Ravens are one of those organizations that I equate them to being like the last decade of the Eagles, the last 30 years of the Green Bay Packers. They're one of those teams that seem to just constantly be able to draft well, keep at the top. You know, they have like an enviable front office with, you know, for years it was Ozzie Newsome, whereas Dolphins fans would say, we've got Jeff Ireland and they've got Ozzie Newsome, and they are just absolutely killing it in the draft with later draft picks and everything. They're just constant. They're never in that problem. They're a destination organization. They just say, like, Miami's a destination, South Beach. We're a destination organization for the Jordan Poyers of the world who are coming here to cash a paycheck and so their model girlfriends can sit on the beach. I don't effing care about that. I want people to be a destination organization because you got a coach here who is going to drive you and expects and delivers excellence within the organization, on the field. And that's really a huge difference. But so Jason, real quick, you had said, hey, go out there, get your guy right now. Well, the way that Miami's been structuring this for the last, 48 hours is we're going to get our GM, and then that's going to figure out what's going to happen with McDaniel. The record scratches now all of a sudden. You say, go get your man. How does this play out?
I'll take your office quote with the drink, and I'm going to raise you a GIF. It's
right.
oh my God, it's happening. It's happening.
It's happening.
So in this case, look, I tweeted 2 different kind of conflicting thoughts within like 20 minutes of this news happening earlier tonight. I am a firm believer of you bring in the GM and let the GM make that decision. However, I amend that when the lone Super Bowl winning coach comes on the market. If the lone Super Bowl coach comes on the market that will hit the market, you get him. You beg, borrow, steal, you get him. And then let the chips and the dominoes fall as they may. Hypothetically, if Harbaugh says respectfully, no, I'm going to wait to see what happens with playoff teams. I'm going to just literally turn you down. Which, you know what? it could happen because things like this, hiring, free agency, it's a two-way street. A team has to want a person has to want the team. We don't know what the person is thinking on the other end of the deal.
And he has an affinity for the Giants too, so we have to take that into consideration.
So there's definitely heavy competition out there. It is not a slam dunk. The Dolphins will pick whoever they want, and just because they want that person, they will get that person. So if they do not get Harbaugh, I am a firm believer in you bring in the GM. And if that GM says, look, I'm not coming here if you say that I have to keep McDaniel. I'm coming in here if you allow me to evaluate him. And if I want to keep him, I'll keep him. If I want to fire him, I'm going to fire him.
So how much did Stephen Ross buy the organization for?
Oh God, $1 billion, and he.
Okay, all right, and he just turned down how much?
Oh man,
$10 billion. Somebody offered him $10 billion last year for everything. Stadium F1, Miami Open,
he's not
everything
selling.
that's gonna. Okay, so he's not selling. Okay, my point here is, how much is not too much to say, hey, Harbaugh, I don't give a shit what team you're waiting for right now to possibly come on the market. Are you really going to turn down X?
Here's the answer to
camera,
that.
But
here's the answer to that. Knowing that a coach's money has no ramification on your team's salary cap, which Matt, and I think I agree with him, is a fictitious thing anyway. It's kind of a fairy tale. I think Stephen Ross should offer him the highest paid coaching contract ever and throw in Key West. Throw in one of the Millionaire Islands. Throw in a mansion. Throw in a car. Throw in anything you need to do, because Ross is not afraid of that. He's not afraid of spending money. What he's done is he's spent stupid money.
Correct.
So if you're going to bring in the best candidate, Adam Schefter, about 2 hours ago said, Harbaugh is the top head coach candidate in this cycle. So if you have to go win the coaching candidacy cycle, you give him anything he wants. And you take a page out of Wrestling Fans, what Eric Bischoff did when he had to go raid WWF, WWE. Ted Turner gave him a blank checkbook and said, do what you got to do.
Right.
That's the mindset. Do what you got to do. And we need a new world order.
And I agree with what you're saying with a general manager coming in and saying, I will not come in here if I don't have carte blanche to bring in who I want. And that means I may not keep McDaniel. My concern is if Ross is truly locked into McDaniel, he doesn't bring in the damn general manager who says, I don't want McDaniel. He brings someone in who's going to play ball with what he wants to do.
You're right. But the weird thing is, and if it depends on the last 48 hours of who you want to read reports of more, in depth, it's McDaniel's going to be involved. No. Barry Jackson said he's not going to be on the Zoom calls. So there's a lot of ambiguity of what is happening. And to me, I think it's, all right, we're going to hold Mike. We're going to hold Mike. Hang out. Just chill. We're going to get back to you in a couple minutes.
Yeah, he was chill. Now, until Harbaugh got fired, and then he was, oh, shit.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's the status quo kind of thing. Right now, or 2 days ago, the status quo is Mike McDaniel is probably coming back. But then a semi-surprising thing happens with Harbaugh coming on the market, and then Mike McDaniel should not be breathing easy right now.
Correct.
Because if the Dolphins are one of the teams making the call, and every team who needs a head coach is making the call, supposedly.
And one that isn't, apparently.
And one that isn't, exactly. It's a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer. Who's a better football coach, Harbaugh or McDaniel? Come on.
Okay, so let's just, I got to do this because Matt's on, and I no longer have to be the optimist of Fins TV here. Who's the bridesmaid here? 4 hours ago, Harbaugh wasn't available. Harbaugh wasn't on the market. Who's the bridesmaid that we're sitting here saying, because here's why. How many times have we been on Manning watch or Jim Harbaugh watch of, hey, are we going to get this top candidate? Are we going to get this top person only to be left at the altar staying there? Who's the bridesmaid that's going to come save us if we don't end up in this?
I think it's what we just talked about a little while ago. There's no change.
Oh, God damn it. Mute him.
So I have to say this because I hear what you just said. We get that information from people who have an agenda. They say stuff, they assume stuff, they, yeah, I think that's what they're inferring when they say that, because that generates clicks, which generates ad revenue.
Yes, sir.
So, and I'm guilty of, oh my God, really? I can't believe they're
Oh,
actually looking.
we're all guilty of
And,
it, man. Yeah.
right. And ultimately, it's like when St. Pete built that stadium, and then there were like 7 teams that used St. Pete as a leverage to get a new stadium. Same thing, you know. I'm going to go to Miami. They're offering this. Well, we'll give you 1 million more.
How many
Well, I
times
always
has
wanted to
Miami
stay
been
there.
used as that bargaining
Well,
chip?
and
And
Of
they,
that's
course,
why his agent said 7 teams have called in 45 minutes because that just
sure.
drives up money,
My guess
Oh
is
drives
yeah.
it
up
was really
interest.
9 because Green Bay and Buffalo also called too. Just FYI.
I can't think of the actual player, and I think there's more than one, but I can remember back in 2011, 12, the Dolphins um, outbid against themselves for free agents. Like like they paid X when they could have gotten away with paying here and still gotten that player. And 7 teams have already called. Okay, that's possible. We're talking about a Harbaugh on the market, a Super Bowl winning coach whose legacy is, that guy's going to have a statue in Baltimore eventually.
Should.
So, is there 7 teams? Or could there be 10? I don't know. It only takes one. It only
Yep.
takes one.
Since we're
And
living in hypothetical, sorry, go ahead.
that one should be owned by Stephen Ross.
Yeah.
Steve, well, I had to say this, well, we're trying to build something here, but over 1,900 on X and all platforms. So please like and
Dang,
Thank you,
subscribe.
freaking
everybody.
amazing.
Save to everyone who's watching. So
Absolutely amazing.
I've been pounding the table for Harbaugh, ever since everybody said the Miami Dolphins are fired. I think Bobby Fins does know this, and probably Steve know this, but the list is long, and there are probably more enticing opportunities. I heard one of the GM candidates had a previous relationship with him. That would be interesting, but if that doesn't happen, these fans may have to be ready for everything. It might happen, it might not. If it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. We have to keep going. We have to keep pushing.
It's not the end of the world, and really, truly, we've had nothing to look forward to for
Yes.
quite a while here this season. I mean, we were excited. We were in the hunt, probably the worst in the hunt we've been in the past decade. This is the type of excitement. It's the type of hope. It's that eternal optimism as fanatics, as fans that we have, that keeps us engaged, because otherwise right now we're just sitting here filling out mock drafts and we're like, okay, cool. I don't know, who are we going to watch on Saturday? I got to do some lawn care for those down in Florida, because up in Philly right now you're talking about shoveling snow or something. But it's, I mean, I really think that it's amazing to have that type of hope. And Matt, you had mentioned earlier one of the things, you mentioned number 8. I'm actually going to raise you a number, because one of the things that I'd heard is the rift in the relationship between Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh had deteriorated. And this is one of those weird things to be like, well, who do you pick? But the organization clearly said, hey, we got a fully guaranteed contract behind the quarterback. We're going all in with him, because they're probably going to get a really good coaching candidate that's going to go in there to fill in there. But I'm going to raise you one number, and I'm going to say get another quarterback who seems to be pretty disenfranchised up in Cincinnati, and see what we can do to get that quarterback down here in Miami.
Now you're being creative, and now you're talking, because whoa.
We have a special guest. We have a special guest.
Wow, it's a very special guest. I'm honored and shocked.
Stop traffic.
So good to see you.
Hey, listen, I planned on coming on about 10 minutes early, but Prince of Mukamara is trying to be live, and he's at the gas station, he's at the oxtail place. My bruh, you are all over the place. And then I got a call from another team, and then now Keith Reed from MSNBC is going on about his Steelers. I'm like, come on.
Thank you for
I
being
told you
on here
I
with
was
us.
gonna
This
come
is
on.
great.
Thank you so much.
So what's going on? How you doing? Hey, wait a minute. Oh, I thought, hey, Matt Armstrong, you look like I was like, is that Peter King? I thought Peter King was on, yo. I was like, okay,
Oh,
that's
that's great.
Wow.
It does. I see it. I see it.
You got Fins Sammy, Steve, Hallett, Jason Sarney, Matt Armstrong, Shari, Hallett. What's going on, y'all?
Hey,
We're-
so nice
we're-
to
we're-
see
we're-
you.
We're glad to have you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, listen, I'm so lazy when it comes to social stuff like this. I don't even do my own show, but because y'all made me get into my own studio, I was like, well, shoot, now everybody's gonna see this. Now people, not feel bad. I owe this person. I'm like, okay, so here I am. This is why I got on my sunglasses, because I don't feel like doing my face.
And
So
I love
Oh,
your
you-
shirt, by the way. It's
thank you.
fantastic.
I'm doing an Ocho Cinco and a TO with the sunglasses. It's not because
Beautiful.
I'm
Justina,
a star. It's because I'm lazy. So that's
Justina, if I can have a moment,
yeah.
I'm going to be a fan for 30 seconds.
Okay.
I love reading what you put out in the world. I absolutely.
Not everybody does, but it's okay. I got thick skin.
Yeah, I don't care about everybody. But one reason why I love it is because it makes me think. There are
Oh.
times when I sit there and go, what is she talking about? And I mean that in the most respectful way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay.
So I had no idea that you were going to join.
Oh.
I didn't know that you were affiliated with Fins TV in any way. This is a huge honor for me. I just wanted to tell you it's
Aw.
great to meet you.
Well, Sammy is a longtime follower of me on X. He's very respectful. He's been asking me for a long time. I actually, quite honestly, planned to come on the show a lot earlier. This has been, every minute I'm going through something off, that ain't got
No.
nothing to do with nothing. And I'm dealing with this, dealing with that, so I got a lot of life stuff going on. And so I've been telling them, I'm like, look, I'm coming. But you see me dealing with this, I'm dealing with that. I barely want to, get on my own thing because it's a lot. I do my own, anything that y'all see me put on video wise, tweet wise, graphic wise, I do all of that myself. It's a complete unicycle.
Amazing.
So
That's
it's
awesome.
tiring. And I actually just landed a sponsor today, and then I gotta get on and put my business hat. But I know y'all want to talk about Miami.
Congratulations.
No, and on a very busy day, so really appreciate you. You had a very interesting post today about the Dolphins. Have an affinity for Harbaugh. I want to know your thoughts. I don't know how much you can tell me about that, but I would be interested to know what you think about that.
Well, obviously, that's just according to league sources. I've been covering the NFL since 2002. I got sources everywhere. They might be wrapping tape on your player. They might be sweeping. They might be taking your coffee into your office. I've been doing this so long. You never know. I just get to people. And so this is what I heard. And I heard it from a trusted person that tells me a lot of deep things. I got what I call Delta sources that are connected to just a lot of different people. And sometimes I don't have to talk to a direct person to sometimes just even know what that direct, what is being directly said. And sometimes it's just direct. So, but my understanding is, obviously you guys have got multiple people that you're looking at for GM. Still waiting for Champ Kelly's name to get on that list, but that, we're expecting, them to show them that respect. But I would say in regards to what I tweeted, that my understanding is that the owner is got a deep affinity for the Harbaugh brothers. So obviously that includes John as well. And, nobody that is around this league in terms of coaches, personnel, they're not born at night. People know that things, conversations happen and, the things get anticipated. And even though some of this caught John Harbaugh off guard, it's the job of people to always have conversations, going. And so, but I also hear that's, Ross got a, he likes Mike McDaniel too, even despite the ups and downs. He does like him, and so we have to see. Now that push is come to shove, and Harbaugh is actually available. You got to figure out what time it is and what you're going to do, because Harbaugh's not going to be available, long if he decides to. Even though he has this interest, he still has to. Once he actually sits back in his chair, he's got to make sure he's not going to take any time off.
That's what I was going to ask you, if
Paper
you'd heard.
or what have you. So, but the interest is definitely there.
Shari, I want to give you an opportunity here. Actually, real quick. First of all, Josina, I want to say Jason Sarney absolutely loves to talk, and nobody can ever stop him. He became speechless the second he saw you pop up online here. So that means a lot. But I want to give an opportunity here with Shari to get to talk. Go ahead, Shari.
You actually just addressed my question, which was, had you heard anything about him taking that year, just the year to wait, to rest, to see? Is there any chatter about that?
I haven't heard it specifically, because I just think a lot of this is new, and just from the standpoint that it actually happened. I mean, I was trying to allude to multiple different things, as all people always say I allude too much, but I don't do that because I'm trying to be a tease. Like, there's no one piece of news that's making me or breaking me. I do that because I'm respecting my sources. And then trust me, I'm always asking, what can I say? How can I frame it? Is this cool? Whatever. So that's what it was. But, I think it's still he newly absorbed. He still got to go home and have, how the kids say, it's 3 sleeps before prom. You got to have one. He got to have one sleep, to actually absorb this in. And I'm not saying I'm anticipating it, but I would put it in the bucket just as a possibility, just from the standpoint that it's just new, not because somebody said that to me. One thing that I could say that I haven't put on Twitter that I could say on your show is that there are league sources who believe, and I'll use it this way. Sometimes I downshift what I say so that you can't take it out of the bucket of.
Oh, come on. Don't hit the gas and then all of a sudden slam on the brakes here.
No. But my understanding is that there's been at least a consideration of if Mike McDaniel wasn't the head coach of y'all's team and something changed. My understanding is that there's some league. I'll put it this way. This is the best way to couch it, to leave it that way. Is that some league sources believe that he might consider taking some time off if he doesn't end up as a head coach.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that's the best way for me to just say that. So it puts it in league sources believe.
I can see that,
and I like how you operate, because you keep your sources that way. It's perfect.
That's the right way to do it.
Of course. No. And you've got my dream job, because I have a sports broadcasting degree, and I wanted to do and actually it was pre-social media, but I'm so envious, and you are amazing.
Girl, ain't nothing to be envious about, because let me tell you, this job is not for the weary. So, my first job in Oregon, I think I made, I don't know, 20,000 in a year. It was something bad, and it was out of a barn in Oregon that was converted into a station, and the prompter was operated by a bicycle pedal thing that you had to put the thing on. And
what a great story.
And that's true. And you can be in, you can be out, and it's politics, and people can tell I don't got time for politics. So listen, I'll just go ahead and do it myself. So
I respect that fully. Steve, I interrupted you, please.
No, you're good. You're fine. So Josina, clearly the game has changed. The playing surface has changed for everybody right now, because you go from the Dolphins being in a position of saying, hey, we're going to get our GM. It's really kind of quiet behind the scenes of Mike McDaniel's around. He's going to stay, but the GM that they hire might end up changing all of that, depending on who they end up hiring there. And now all of a sudden everything changes with Harbaugh hitting the market. And now everybody's like, look, we're fanatics. We're content creators. Sammy is the content creator. We're just here riding along with him on his show, which is fantastic. We're optimistic of saying, oh my God, we've got to go out there and get him. But we've got other teams, I think, in play here that could be a little bit more attractive. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on, let's say that 2 teams in the playoffs end up losing this week right now. that have been, tumultuous a little bit. What's the chances of, say, Buffalo and a Green Bay job open up, and all of a sudden those are opportunities for John Harbaugh to step into, where they are plug and play a lot more than Miami is right now?
I mean, I think the next thing I'm just looking at actually is the Steelers game against the Texans. Just because I think that, obviously the Texans defense has been playing phenomenally. I think Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter and Aziz Al-Shaair are going to come in there looking to put, foot to behind. And, but what will be a weak point for the Texans is that, they don't have the same experience in the postseason as Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin. But if for some reason the Texans are able to get over that point, that then puts the Steelers season at kaput. And then, some of the things that I have been tweeting about, we all will be waiting to see if, Mike Tomlin is, he'll have a lot of things to think about that league sources have said have been in his consideration sphere since the beginning of the season. And that's not just from, whether you want, not because I think Rooney would push him out, whether it's his decision to, potentially just seek a new challenge, new environment, a fresh opportunity, go on to, TV dollars, or whatever it is. Those things will definitely be put in his face, and he'll have to consider them. And so we'll see if he does. And then there's another seismic shift.
Now, you're not saying that a Pittsburgh opening would be an opportunity for Harbaugh, are you?
That would be weird, right? I haven't even had a chance to think about that. I mean, who knows? But I guess what I'm saying is that it would present an opportunity for an additional chair to potentially be open. And so because there's another vacancy added to the mix and another top tier coach potentially added to the mix if he so chose, then that would just make this merry-go-round even that much more complex and interesting relative to the candidates that are available and who would end up where.
I already said the 2025 NFL season was drunk. This has just gotten even more crazy.
And honestly, there's really other stuff that's out there that, oh my God, we
don't even know.
I just don't even know that I'm definitely not getting on. I won't even touch that. For some reason, it does, whatever. Then y'all can turn back.
Wait. Any news? Anything we need to know?
I got a ding.
Y'all can turn back to this part and then hold on one second.
I'll take your time. We might have breaking news over here.
No, I do have one person waiting for me that is, I think, relevant to this conversation. But I told them I'll call them back in about half an hour because I put them on hold for y'all.
I appreciate you.
So they definitely are waiting. But what I would say is that it would just add another chair to the mix, potentially could be. But I just want to, again, make sure that I'm very clear on what I said before relative to what I was talking about is that is league sources believe. Yeah. League sources believed it at that time. Maybe it has changed. I, think it's within the realm of, consideration because why wouldn't it? It's just human nature to evaluate your circumstances. But nonetheless, is it true that people that I trust brought that to my attention? Yes, that is true. Yes.
It's an informed opinion in the realm of time. I want to give Jason an opportunity to talk to you, and then I want to ask you something. Jason, go ahead.
Thank you, Sammy, and thank you, Josina. This is an awesome honor to ask you the question. But if there is a coaching change, what would be the attraction to this job, this Miami Dolphins job? A lot of people say that, the quarterback situation, the cap situation. I happen to think it's a good opportunity for a coach to come on in and make his mark and really turn this franchise around. But as an insider, what are your thoughts on the attractiveness of this job?
So, I would say, for example, like if I'm a Harbs or somebody else or a Harbs, I would say that the GM position is open. I think that's a big, if you're a coach of his, caliber and you potentially, can look at a situation where the GM job is open, that's major attractive. You're also, the New York is New York. I'm a New Yorker. I love New York. I'm an East Coaster. So, but New York is a lot of pressure. And not saying that he hasn't had a lot of pressure in Baltimore, but it ain't New York and it's not Philly. I still think those are the top two markets in terms of media pressure, and I still even put Philly above New York because well, listen, any market I am in, you don't get questioned, but they got a bunch of people who are not fearful of asking questions, and so it's just a different thing. Every coach comes here thinking they're going to be ready for it, and then they come and they get into the gauntlet, and then it's like, whoa, I mean, Aaron Glenn just said that today. Like, whoa, so they all go through it. So I think that that's a plus. And I think you guys have pieces, down there to work with as well. He would have his own independent evaluation of the, quarterback situation. And I do think a consideration for, Miami and just this thing moving forward and where do y'all pick right now? Where y'all slotted?
11.
11th. I mean, you still
We know that, don't we?
Right. I mean, you still got the Tua situation on your hands. I mean, my understanding is, there's some improvement that can be made in that relationship, as far as I understand. It's not like it's uncommon, but for that would be a consideration for Ross. That people who are there get a fresh start. But I like Mike McDaniel. He's always, it's not just about how he treats me, but I do like him, and I think that he is an offensive, genius. I know teams would be all over him with respect to he would have some opportunities as an offensive coordinator. I don't know if it would be, as a head coach, but I know specifically if teams have expressed that to me, and so we'll see with respect to that, if that makes sense. Did I answer your question?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Perfect. Steve, one more question to Josina before we let her go. She brings more than us about her time, so really appreciate it. Jason, that was a great question. So, Steve, one last question before we let Josina go.
You know what? You were just running through so much stuff there, and I totally lost what I was gonna say. So I'll throw like a really, really soft one to you here because you've been awesome with us. So personally, you're in East Coast, New York. How did your first gig end up being in Oregon? I was born in Portland. I love Oregon. How'd you end up out there?
Well, when I was going to University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, I'm a big Tar Heel.
Oh man, Jesus!
There you go.
There's a connection.
I'm a Tar Heel. I used to run track for the Carolina. That was a long time ago. I'm a little bit. I'm just a tad older now. So it was my goal to make sure that when I graduated that I had a job. I was terrified of graduating and not having a job. And so I really worked my ass off while I was in school ages ago, over 2 decades ago, to make sure that I was doing internships. I think I did an internship at ESPN. I did another one at the ABC affiliate in Raleigh, WTVD. I was sending out a whole bunch of tapes, and I think I had gotten offers in Flagstaff, Arizona, and the other one was in Coos Bay, Oregon. And so I didn't really know what Coos Bay was like. It just sounded cooler. I thought it was going to be maybe on a beach or something. Listen, I'm an East. I didn't know nothing about no Coos Bay. And then, when I got there, I was like, oh, this is, I don't really see South Beach here. It was in Lumbertown. But man, it was definitely a hard transition. It was a long way from home, but they were the ones who gave me my first opportunity. I ended up being there for a year, a month, and a day. Exactly.
Nice.
And the rest is history. But listen, I just wanted to say to y'all that, it's actually content creators like yourself that inspire me, because I came up so traditionally, and it is. I tell this to Pat Leonard all the time, who works for the New York Daily News, because he is consistent with his live stream or whatever. For me, it is definitely harder for me to, be as consistent even with my own stuff. So the fact that you guys got this whole big setup, you got the graphics, you had the intro rolling, you guys inspire me to, to even do my own thing. And I appreciate you guys having me on. I think that the Miami Dolphins situation is one to keep an eye on. And I also would say to your listeners is that regardless if Stephen Ross or anybody else in the building comes out and says, Mike McDaniel is safe, or they, finally officialize it, it doesn't change that, it is true, at least according to my sources, that, ownership does have an, affinity for the Harbaugh brothers, which would include John Harbaugh. And so it's just up to Steve Ross as to what he wants to do. But, the reporting is just about, things that get said public. Sometimes they're not, things that are not comfortable being acknowledged publicly doesn't mean it's not true. So I just want to make sure people understand that. Mm-hmm.
Josina, thank you.
Thank you so much.
When you get to the person, whoever you've been putting off for us, let them know we appreciate it. Everybody that's been watching appreciates it.
Yes,
this has been incredible.
Yes, and I just I think that Stephen Ross's affinity to still potentially work with McDaniel was also evident in the fact that when you look at the names that were on the GM list, 3 of them were, from San Francisco. And so I think that, that they're definitely would look to try to find something a little bit more synergistic. But yes, the landscape does evolve. The cycle is ongoing. So we'll have to see if he capitulates.
Josina, it's been great. We talked about you joining Fins TV, so it's been great. Hopefully you had a good time. Hopefully you consider joining us next year. So we appreciate you. Okay?
Yes, no problem. You guys have a good show, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. So good to see you.
Talk
care.
to you later.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to our season year segment. We really run back behind, so I want to welcome Bobby Finstock, our Fins TV champion.
Okay, no. We go from Josina Anderson to Bobby.
Yeah.
Really?
Sorry, Bobby.
I'm sorry. I brought you right now because I want to apologize. We're really running late. I don't know how much time you have. So if you have a little bit of time, we want you to be part of a look back on the year of Fins TV.
Yes, sir.
I think we just need like a stick figure for Matt Armstrong to be involved with every single one of these. Just a full drawing. Matt, you are in our hearts, brother.
Can we dance?
Do that. Don't do that.
Things like that can happen.
Damn it, Jason. We don't have enough time, so you and I you gotta get on like a private offline Fins TV episode so we can hash this out, because I gotta get you off that opium pipe and bring some reality.
Armando, welcome back to Fins TV.
Armando.
My goodness, that was like some production value right there.
The ambassador for Fins Station, our forever fan of the year, Ian Berger, Biggie. Ian, welcome to Fins TV.
I appreciate you having me on, Sammy.
What's up, George?
Yeah, I just want to jump in. If Steve's right, if Shelby's right, and Sammy, we'll be seeing a new head coach, new quarterback, new general manager.
Yeah, right. Hello, guys. Welcome to
Ashley and Lou. Hello.
Hello, guys.
Merch. It's not about releasing a new uniform. It's about winning damn football games.
That is, if these players and coaches can't hear us, they sure as heck can hear Darius Rucker. So they are, again, another voice of reason to get to these players. Eat that, Lou.
Very well said.
For joining us, Bobby.
No, thank you for having me. Appreciate you guys, Steve. Bearded, it's so good to see your handsome face, brother. How you doing, my man?
Living the dream, man. Living the dream.
Good to see you, brother.
I'm trying to get bearded,
I will tell you, listen, can I say one thing? Sammy is the Jerry Jones of podcasting. He just won't give me the big contract to sign on full time. That's all I gotta say. Steve apparently is taking all the money, so that's why there's not enough money for me. That's all I gotta say.
I just can't guarantee it. It's so much money. It's
no wins.
5% chance.
Whammies. We want whammies.
Bro, fix your camera. Eddie Chapa is my partner on FTSN. Eddie, welcome back to Fins TV. Eddie, what are your thoughts? Do you think the Dolphins win on Sunday? Let's go straight to the point.
I have no clue.
I think they won. Maybe. I've said it. I truly believe my man will not be fired. I'm one of the few who thinks he's going to stay the whole year. And they're going to make the decision after the season ends.
On a positive thing, I want to be positive. I made fun of Julian Hill, but he's now strung together 2 very good games and 1 pretty good game. And even Tana had a good game.
Oh, really? We got Goosey. Brendan Tobin from WQAM 104.3.
I'm good, guys. Thanks for having me.
I'm gonna start with Shari because Jason is right off the oven. So I'm gonna start with Shari. Shari,
I wasn't in the oven for that reason. Everyone.
Dear God. Sorry, this is going off the rails, and I haven't even said a word yet.
Antoine, welcome back to Fins TV. You're muted, pal.
Mute. You're on mute. Can't hear you, brother. Nope.
Okay, now you can hear me.
Hey, you are.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
I'm gonna start.
Okay, let's not get crazy.
Party on! Jake, long time no see. Welcome back to Fins TV. We miss you, buddy. You're pulling a Steve. You're muted. I think you're muted.
I'm cold. It's been a while. I'm gonna warm up here. Gentlemen, it's great to be sharing the stage with you both. How's it going?
Well,
see you again, Jake.
We
miss
you, Jake.
You got the hoodie. You're getting that northeast weather. It's gonna be hitting you soon, right?
You read me like a book. It's gonna be 30 tonight. I'm so miserable.
Woo, baby.
It's October 7th. I'm wearing a hoodie, and we're debating: do we bring back McDaniel or do we hire Rex Ryan? So let's get into it.
Start Rico Dowdle look like Rico Suave out there. I'm talking about.
Was that really how that guy sounded every time? Tagovailoa!
Yes!
What the hell was that?
He just says, screw it, and just throws it. And it's like the version of like Necessary Roughness with the quarterback pop key. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
Good evening, guys.
I want to do the Adrian.
Yeah.
4 TVs in my house, so no matter what room I'm in, I can't miss the fun. Woo! Oh, hell no. I should have just gone with my first instinct, which was to suffer through, not give a crap, and just say, this is my life. It's what I've become. It's what I've lived through for however many freaking decades. So I'm going to say, oh, hell no, to false freaking hope, because I can't keep doing it. It's exhausting.
How are you, Jason? What's the statement of the week or the statement this year that make you go, oh, hell nah?
Every time I see a wide receiver screen 5 yards south of the line of scrimmage.
Through my brain, it just got me more and more and more aggravated. Adrian, are you aggravated?
Oh, I'm more like stoic now. I think it's just very funny. This team we all love and we want to see do good, and all they do every single year, it seems like, is the same thing over and over.
My expectations for this season have been low, so I'm not. Dude, I was up during the first half. I was making chicken wings in the kitchen. I was making chili. I'm usually like sitting down, glued to my seat, like I can't move. I don't want anybody talking. I'm just
Hey,
like,
Shari,
whatever.
who scored? We did? Okay, I'll be there in 5 minutes.
No. We've got a TV right there. I can hear everything that's going on. I'm watching. The peak was the 49ers game that, who was the wide receiver, went across the middle like, oh my gosh,
But McDaniel has at least proven, like, hey, the one thing I'm good at, like the Dolphins offense, I'm good at it. It's just everything else I'm terrible at.
No.
Steve,
No.
And guys, I know we love this team. All right, this is the first team I ever felt. First sports team I ever fell in love with. All right, but and then I started cheating on them with the Marlins, and they won championships, and then I started cheating
You
on
dog.
them with
Alejandro from WQAM. Alejandro Sonara. Welcome to Fins TV, Alejandro.
Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate you guys having me. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Steven Ross is the best person at hiring football minds either, which I think has to play a part here.
Brand new information.
Right? I think you could have stopped at he isn't the best person, but that's just my personal opinion.
I dominated Josh Allen. When you got Josh Allen sitting on the sideline, frustrated, just looking defeated, he was exhausted. Oh man, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Oh man, and
There was a moment where he actually had his lip out, like pouting. It was
yeah. Oh yeah.
He throwing his arms in the air. And,
If I had Bradley Chubb's nuts raked over my head, I'd probably have a pouty lip too.
Also from WBLG Local 10. Will, welcome to Fins TV.
Hey guys, it's good to be on. It's good to see you.
Hey, Will, thanks for joining.
Let's say 3 out of the next 4.
Just nail the next 3. The next 3, and they're 6 and 7. What happens then?
There you go. Yeah. I mean,
Come on, man. I got a 10-year-old. I'm tired of that. Always happy.
Hell.
I don't like when Buffalo is happy. So
Nobody
I'm
likes
thrilled right now.
I love that. Rejuvenate. I love that. Adrian, how you feel right now as a Dolphins fan? What's the word?
same. We squeaked out the win, man. What more can you ask for? They're rolling right now, Sammy. 2 in a row. Still looking like they don't know what they're doing half the time, but 2 in a row.
As you said, Sammy, sometimes better lucky than good. And as Adrian said, they're rolling, baby, 2 in a row.
And the controversial Eddie Chapman made his return from Fins TV Plus on FTSN. Good evening.
It was nice to see Jack Jones get a interception. He deserved one. He's been playing pretty well for the year. The corners, all of them, have been doing pretty well for as beat up as they are. Even Jason Marshall, who, I don't like him because he's a Gator, but I guess I'll like him now because he's a
Hey man, the floor is yours.
All right. You got 10 minutes, bro.
No. Make it 3. Make it 3.
Gosh, that hair.
My heart bleeds. My heart bleeds.
On behalf of the fellow Canadians, I wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving.
You too. Now get to the drinking game.
I'm actually numb to this at this point. I'm so used to having Mike McDaniel around. I'm kind of sad when he won't be here. Who am I going to be here to make fun
The
of?
drinking game.
So,
we were listening to
I
that.
had to have been drunk.
Mike McDaniel will be back
Cheers.
unless he loses this
Cheers.
or next. Besides
Lou and
that,
Ashley had to have ran out of that bottle.
7,
No way.
and we'll just have fun having each other. Just imagine what the last 4 seasons would be like if we didn't have each other. So I love you all. The floor is yours.
Say it one more time.
McDaniel.
Cheers.
And you have
Hi, Dave.
Sorry about that.
Please go ahead.
everybody do it.
CBS Miami, CBS for Miami. Mike, welcome finally to Fins TV. You finally made it, buddy.
I know. We were trying to make this happen for a long time, but I gotta say, I'm really impressed with the energy and the passion here, and the production level. You guys,
Isn't it crazy?
Awesome.
No, it's not you guys. It's Sammy. It's all Sammy.
It's a cohesive effort. Don't believe in that.
You know what? Group projects. Everyone's got their role.
I like that. But we just a lot of slackers sitting around waiting until the presentation day, and then we show up and shine because somebody's been grinding. That's how it is. Hey, Adrian, 100%. bigger 100% punch slap in the Dolphins' face last night. Jalen Ramsey doing what he did, or Jonnu Smith touchdown. You're on mute, man. Adrian, I want an answer. Come on.
Tua laughing when we were down in the game.
I'll take door number 3.
That's the biggest slap in the face ever, man.
Seriously.
No, I do got a question for Mike though. First of all, so jocked, so handsome. This guy, he could be a male model.
I knew that was coming.
I appreciate it, man. You got the Goosies back from me. I appreciate you
Thanks a lot,
guys.
Brandon.
Send out the bad signal, and happy to do it again.
Have a great night. Thank you.
Never go on.
Wanted to say before I go, I genuinely enjoyed this. I think what you guys do is great. I was wildly impressed with the production value, and genuinely, you guys, content creators a lot of time get a bad rap, but like it's the heartbeat of the franchise, of the fan base rather. And I always enjoy popping in and talking some Fins football. Hopefully, we don't suck for my entire life.
Thank you, to my co-host, Hallett, Steve, always great. Adrian, Jason, Shari, it's been great. So, no matter what, win or lose, as I always say, at least we have each other.
Hands up.
Hands up.
Around for the beat.
Baby.
That was awesome, Sammy. Great job.
Awesome. Oh man! Almost 2,700. We are right now at 2,698 watching all the platforms. So,
wow!
Damn, you're
guys,
freaking killing it, Sammy.
Sammy.
You got
Bring out all the stops tonight, man.
The Fins TV family keeps growing and growing, but I appreciate you, all of you. It was a lot of fun. I know it was a long video, but it was very hard to leave some stuff, so much to go behind it. Bobby Finn still joining us. Man Armstrong back for one night, hopefully for next season. But I wanna say thank you, all of you, Fistanza. I love Evan. I don't want to make anyone believe that I don't love the guy. I just love the guy. He's also he's complicit in when you.
Okay, Sammy, stop. I'm gonna stop right now, and I'm just gonna say, none of this. I'm serious. I'm emotional right now because none of this happens without you. You can shake your head.
Absolutely.
Stop. Mute yourself.
Absolutely.
None of this happens without you, without the grind. We don't have Matt Armstrong. We don't have Jason Sarney. We don't have Bobby Finstock. We don't have 2,718 people watching right now without what you do.
That's true.
Sammy, 2 weeks ago, Shari and I finally got a chance to meet you face to face. That doesn't happen without you.
Yes.
We appreciate you. We appreciate as fanatics, as the Dolphins nation come together. We appreciate you. I appreciate you bringing me and Bobby Finstock together. I didn't know him until this. Seriously. I appreciate you, Sammy. This is awesome. This is a tribute to you. This is phenomenal.
I appreciate all of you guys. So many comments. It's gonna be hard to go through all the comments. If anyone wants to say something, I don't want to let Bobby wait too much, but I want to go through some of the other comments. So please, say something. Say something, or Bobby, please.
No pressure, Bobby.
Yeah. What do you want from me now? It was nice seeing you guys. Have a good night. Later. That's great. There's not much to be said.
Let's go to the big. Let's go. I don't want to make Bobby way more. Let's go to the big league rankings now. Let me do this.
Pick a league. Ooh.
Neon nights, the city's alive. Think I'm dreams under the 305 sky. Touchdown thoughts, I'm feeling the vibe. Every choice could take me high. Who's got the eye? Who's got the streak? Who's calling plays like a champion peak? Week by week, it's more than a game. Glory's waiting, so remember the name. Fins up, lights down. Who's gonna wear the crown? Pick 'em right, don't let it slip. Miami Heat on every pick. Fins TV, it's do or die. We're chasing wins, no alibi.
Congrats to Bobby Finstock. 2025, 2026. Pick a league champion, Bobby.
Congratulations.
Real quick. Time out. I just got to say something before you start talking. Shari, I'm sorry. I know how much you hate facial hair, but I realize now the comment and link, next year for me to win, I have to grow a beard. So I'm sorry. That's a sacrifice we all got to make.
We'll discuss this offline. Yeah, we'll discuss this offline.
Bobby, the floor is yours, man.
No. This was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun this season. I want to say that I was ashamed of how invested I was in the whole thing, but I'm not. My wife would hear me when I would go, yes, or what the, because in 1 minute, it was so tight. It was ridiculous. It was one time where, I was it was like I dropped to 10 and I'm like, oh, there it is. I was like, let me just keep going. Then I'd get to 5, 2, then back to 5. And then finally it was that last 2 weeks I got up to the, number 1, and it was like, that's it. And I would tell Sammy every pregame, postgame, I'm like, I am catching up. And I'm like, I'm going to be styling and profiling with that thing. It was a lot of fun. I loved it. It was great.
Way to go.
To have fun with all you guys. It's just great community that Sammy has built.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
And Bobby, you put in the grind. You really were invested into that. I want to also say Jason was the top 5 basically all season long. Gloria Spirit Fingers, our first female. Stop it. Our first female leading the Pick a League. Dolph Freaky was in the top 10 a lot of the time. Clown Prince, George Baran's brother, and so many others who basically put out the commitment, because actually it takes a commitment when you to
Oh,
try
it
to win the
does.
thing.
It doesn't even take commitment to stay on top of it. It takes commitment to go back in a second and third time because ESPN likes to jack with you and erase your picks.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta go back in and be like, hey, it's Thursday. I made my picks already, and be like, oh crap, they erased them. So
Bobby, I have an important question for you.
Yes, sir.
My sin was making changes going into games. I didn't stick with my first conviction. Maybe
Steve did
5
that
or
too.
6 losses, I would be like, all right, we're 5 minutes before the Bucks and the Carolina game. I'm going to switch it. And did you stick with your picks? Like when you made them, did you stick with them?
That day, yes, I was sticking with my picks, but throughout the week, I would go back and, because, it was like, I love this more than I love the fantasy football. I mean, because I was going back and I'm like looking, okay, what did this team do last week? Well, and I look at their top 5 games. I'm like, okay, well, man, they're winning 4 in a row, but all these teams they played are trash. These guys want to get some good teams. They have 2 wins. And honestly, Jason, again, I was watching you like a hawk, brother. I was looking at you. You're coming close to me. And I'm like, oh, man, I got to stay there. And here comes Spirit Fingers. And where did Manny come from? Where did Bearden come from?
Thank you. And Adrian.
Yeah,
Adrian.
so that's where it was like throughout the week I was kind of updating, but the day of I just kind of like I put it away and I was just like, let's play. And then my son and my wife especially was kind of like, what is wrong with? Because I go, oh son of a, and I just be going.
Yeah, here's the thing.
I'm watching the Dolphins game and they're scoring a touchdown and I'm still cussing.
Your fantasy league might be cool, but you're only going to get one Fins TV Pick'em League ring, and that shit is real.
Yeah,
So,
it is. Yeah, it
congrats,
is.
man. Seriously,
Congrats.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate being included.
Over 30 participants. Yeah, I want to thank all of them. I'm gonna
2,812 freaking people watching right now, man.
Great
Phenomenal.
for the season finale of Fins TV. Bobby, congratulations.
Congrats,
I know you wanted it. I know Jason wanted it. I know Adrian wanted it. Bearded wanted it. I know Gloria was fighting all the way, but you can only want one winner. Hopefully, all of you guys enjoy playing. The idea of the Pick and League basically is unite us as a community. That's when I brought the idea to Steve, I wanted to do that. I said I wanted to bring everybody together. I want to do something that never been done before. Basically, us over all the
Correct.
influencers, content producers, super fans of the Dolphins. So hopefully next year we can bring other people, other fans that we love to join this.
Seriously, Sammy, there are so many different, I'll call them factions of Dolphins, and I'll call it Dolphins Twitter, Dolphins social media of like these people, and then people get into like the infighting and stuff. Sammy is like the uniter. He like brings people in together for like a big hug. And he's done that. He's done that for this community. And seriously, the fact that we have over 2,800 people watching this tonight is proof of that. You brought people together in a pick'em league that be like, who are all these people? I've seen them all over the years, but you brought us all together for a pick'em league. Again, Sammy, to you, man. Appreciate it. Awesome.
Again, I want to thank all of you. Everybody's welcome. I'll send the invitations probably next August. Everybody but one. Jason know who it is. Let's go to the big finish.
Hold on. Stop. Okay, when we were on the big thing for the Pick'em League stuff, Matt was talking offline, and nobody can hear what he was saying. But Matt, I want to give you an opportunity to say what you were saying before about how this actually came through to fruition. Matt?
I was saying that Sammy used to said Steve and I used to have this thing. Maybe it was more me than Steve. Steve would throw stuff out there in the Twitterverse, and then I would nuke him or sniper him and just get up under his skin. And it's easy because it's Steve. So Sammy would be watching from wherever he was, and he'd chime in here and there, and then he
every now and then
was like, "You guys need your own podcast."
Yep.
And I'm on record saying I don't even know how I would start that. I could go buy a microphone, and I have a phone. How would I even do that? And that was the extent of the thought for me. But Sammy what, this is the third year? Sam?
Yes.
And you guys did the first Fins TV episode. And then at some point you said, Matt, or one of you did, said, get on, let's go. And you put us together in the podcast that you said that you wanted us to do. And
you tricked us, man.
Yeah.
You bastard.
This has all been a big scheme by Sammy the schemer, to get us to do this. Listen, I've been on IR this year and I've missed it tremendously. But this is such a fantastic thing that you've done over the last 3 years. It's great to come back today to kind of surprise you. Steve and I had talked, was it last week or the week before, Steve, that I tried to pull this off a week ago or whenever. And I reached out to Steve this morning and I said, hey, I'm going to be on the show tonight, one way or another. I got off of my flight today and it was really the only thing on my mind as I went through the day. This is such an awesome thing you've done. My son loves to check it out. I've got friends and family that, you know, they want to make fun of me. So in the big picture, this is like, I am this much of Fins TV. You built something that's really fantastic, and you deserve all the accolades that we can possibly give you.
For sure.
I started with
you tricked us. Sam, you tricked us. You know it.
Basically, and hopefully to expand the first episode was recorded. That is not working when you record. You're never satisfied. I'm pretty sure Bobby agrees with me. You're never satisfied as a content producer. You always try to, what about this? What about this? What about this? So it was recorded. The first 2 episodes were recorded. It took me forever to edit them. So I want to wing it. I want to go live. So, and then Steve said, we should bring Matt in, and said, well, let's bring Eddie. That way he's a foursome. And then things happened, and we added Shari, who's been great, awesome. Shari, beyond expectations. We always wanted to add a female counterpart to Fins TV, and it was obvious to be Shari, but somehow it didn't cross my mind. Jason, he's my brother from another mother. That I love Jason. He knows that. He's one of the best persons in the community, one of the most knowledgeable, one of the most passionate fans. And Matt, you always been great. I do you're the brother, and then Adrian Rainey, who's not here tonight, but Adrian, I went to look for Adrian and said, he's different. I want to be someone who does the way Adrian talks, the way he thinks stuff is so much different from all of us. I wanted a different perspective. And then I met Bobby, and we started collaborating. We started collaborating on Fins TV Plus on the pregame show on FTSN, and we're gonna be collaborating Thursdays at 7 p.m. with the return of Fins Talk Today, if I'm not mistaken, right, Bobby?
Yes, sir. I'm very excited. I will say, because everybody, all the good parts, which are also true. But, before I even knew you, what impressed me always, and I told you this, was the production, what you did. I used to watch this and go, oh my gosh, this is like a real deal. But what impressed me more, and I mean this, because there are a lot of different people in this stratosphere that we all know and that we all have our whatever with. But, and there are some genuine, but what impressed me the most about you, Sammy, is in front of the screen, behind the screen, behind closed doors, you are as genuine as a human being as there is. And that's legit.
For sure.
One of the best people out there. That's what impressed me more than the production stuff.
Yep.
100.
Love it.
I appreciate you. And of course, that doesn't mean Fins TV Plus is going to be ending. Fins TV Plus is going to be returning next season as soon as the season starts.
Stop it with your damn plug-in stuff here, Sammy. Okay, so
you have to be growing the community. And by the way,
Sammy's always plugging stuff, but you know what? You remind me, Sammy, of if you see a picture of Jeff Bezos, the first picture of Amazon, he's in a little room that looks like this, and he's got a little table with some used books that he's reselling online on a brand new internet that nobody ever heard of before. Sammy, you have evolved from that little table with some used books that you're reselling into an Amazon, and you're moving on to like having your own planes, your own jets, and EVs.
It's kind of funny because I didn't have a computer 2 weeks before the first episode.
That's what I'm freaking talking about.
I didn't want to have a computer.
You didn't even have a freaking computer.
I had one at work, of course. I had my phone, but I didn't want to have a computer at home.
Sammy didn't even have his own laptop until like 2 weeks before we started this 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Think about that. Think about where we are right now. The evolution, the past evolution. This motherfucker is on steroids. Let me tell you, he can't be stopped. You're awesome. Seriously, Sammy, I can't say it enough. Matt, I love you, bro. It's awesome to see you on here. Thank you for being back here. I know we've kept in touch a little bit. Seriously, love you. Jason, incredible season. Thank you for making it. You are seriously the hardest working man out here. Not enough respect. I'm going to say right now, fuck that other dude that keeps on talking shit about you. No. I'm going to say it right now. He can come at me. He can say he can't see me. Fuck him. Bobby, I love meeting you, dude. Shari, hey, I love you, Shari.
Love you, honey.
All right.
Shari,
phenomenal freaking season.
Shari, that's thought.
Do I have any last thoughts? It has been a pleasure. I love everyone. Sammy, I'm not going to go on and on and on because everybody said it. You are the greatest. And I've known you of everybody except for, I've known you longer than I've known my husband.
Everybody.
So it has been an absolute pleasure working with you. I'm so glad I got to finally meet you and get a stupid bear hug at the game. It was amazing. I think I ran to him like I was running into my long lost brother.
Yes, absolutely. Awesome.
Matt, it's so great to see you. Bobby, congrats on the win, and it's been a pleasure getting to know you. Jason, I love you, and it was great to meet you too, and I respect and admire everything you do, and there is a book I'm reading called Let Them, and if you haven't read it yet, read it, and seriously, if they all want to be assholes, let them. And then you let you move on, and you be above it all because you deserve it. So really, it's been a pleasure, and I can't wait until we do this with John Harbaugh as our coach next year.
Jason, any last thoughts?
Oh, man, you guys said it all. I love and appreciate you. Sammy, I met you a couple of years back in Puerto Rico. You Twitter messaged me because I was on a Dolphins cruise saying, you stop in Puerto Rico? I'm like, yeah, we got to meet. My phone was on like 4% battery.
Yes, I remember that.
When I got off the ship, I was with my family, and I was bugging out. I got to meet Sammy. What are we going to do? And I met you with literally 4 seconds before my phone went off.
Yes, I remember
that. That is the best use of 4% of a phone battery if I've ever heard one.
It was an awesome opportunity to meet you and to grow our friendship. Your hard work, how you bring people together. You embody what I always wanted this Fins community to be, and that's inclusivity, inclusion,
I like that.
Friends, community, and you do it better than anybody.
We're all better because of it, man.
100%.
I'm telling you right now.
Hallett, I love you people. I was so happy to meet you live and to get, as I called, a Hallett hug. Matt, you are so genuine. I'm so glad that we were able to do shows prior to this year. I know you were going through things this year. I hope everything is okay. Happy and a healthy 2026 to you. Bobby, don't like you for winning the ring. No, I'm just kidding. We met a couple of years ago, too. I always love meeting good people in this community. We're all over the place. We're not just in Florida. We're not just in, the 50 states. We're all over the place. So, Sammy, you bring us all together. You have made this one world of a community. And I love you, brother. Love you all.
Absolutely.
I love you, too. Bobby, I wanted to say that the ring is in the mail, but today is a holiday over here, so it's hard for me to send it, but it will be in the mail soon. So, any last thoughts, Bobby?
No, just waiting on that ring, and I'll be styling and profiling, brother. I'm going to be so ignorant with the damn thing. If you ever watch Ric Flair, when you style and I'm going to be doing that. So that way, Sarney and Steve, which my wife's texting me, who is the one who's so ecstatic? Like, you should get him on. He should come on the show. I bet you don't even know his name because I'm horrible at remembering names. And I'm letting her think. She goes, you probably don't even know what it is. It's like the whole crew. I'm like, Steve. So I'm going to make sure. I'm going to do it so much so that everyone that's involved this year.
Seriously.
Yeah, 100%. But everyone they're going to go, damn, I can't stand that Bobby with that freaking ring. I'm going to come after his ass. I want it, bro.
Pictures like this with your ring in front of your face.
My Twitter picture will be like this.
Yeah,
That's all I want. Next year, that's his image. That's it,
bro. I'm going with it. That's it, guys. This was awesome. Appreciate
That's
you.
all. Congrats, Bowie. Hey, Matt, hopefully you come back next year. We miss you every single show, so we're counting you to be back. Hopefully everything's better. Any last thoughts before we go? Over 2,926 and going up, Matt. Any last thoughts?
Thank you, everyone.
Your record? Is that the most ever?
No, we have 7,000 once or twice. So.
We had.
I'm humble about it, but 7,000 we had once.
But not on live. This has got to be a
no.
live
We had last year. Like, we had a serious fight. We had I remember.
Still very
okay.
I think we had Armando Salgado for that show. Yes.
Okay. All right, Matt. Sorry, my bad.
So I was just going to say, I come back for the last episode and you hit 2,900. That can't be a coincidence.
Well, you had the highest viewed show this year, so that counts.
Way to go, Matt. Thank you.
Yeah.
Of 2026,
Anyways,
Max.
It's great seeing you guys. Let me know when the next show is, and I will do everything in my power to be there.
I love it, bro.
Well, hopefully you're gonna be part of the Fins TV Awards. That's the weekend before the Super Bowl, the Fins TV Awards. So we'll have so much fun with it. We're gonna have an amazing cast every single year. It's not gonna be a start-studded award show because this season was kind of hard, but we'll start to make it work. So Steve, my brother, thank you for everything. You know my partner in crime, Bobby. Thank you for the great opportunity you gave me to expand Fins TV, the Fins TV family. Matt, we love you. I love you. We're glad you're feeling better and everything's. You're working a lot, but appreciate you coming here. You can ask Fins TV. Jason, my brother, I appreciate Shari. Lovely as always. MTV died this week, but Fins TV is still going strong. So as I always say,
you are now watching Fins TV.
At least we have each other.
Fins up, y'all.
Fins up, fam.
Love y'all. Dolphins.
We have each other. The city's alive. Palm trees swaying, the heartbeat survives. It's the show we all crave. Miami Dolphins, ride the wave. Ride the wave. Ride the wave. Miami perfect.
Thanks for watching Fins TV. Please like and subscribe.